So What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, man?
I need my mug here with coffee. I don't know what happened to that, but that was a good routine.
Got mine! Earthworm Jim.
You know how to do it.
Shout out to Earthworm Jim. When are we going to see that franchise come back? Dude, where is that franchise? Where is that game? Anybody even remember that game besides me? Just say it.
It's far enough back that I don't think I really remember.
Ouch. Ouch, Scott. That hurts. What doesn't hurt is us coming to your eyeballs and your eardrums every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at the official ITG over there as well. But if you can't join us live, that means you should hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. That's the mother load right there, dude. TV. I'm telling you. But on today's show, dude, we got an interesting one. Could we be getting Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sooner than we thought? What happened to Red Dead Redemption 2? And why did Rockstar shut it down? And we're getting rides, dude, in Star Wars Jedi Survivors. Ooh.
I hope they're not as warm as a tauntaun.
Aw, but dude, let's get into it. I want to talk about Nintendo briefly listed Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for $70 on the eShop. Interesting. I want to say this was OSN over at VG 24/7. I seem to have lost it, though. My bad on that one. Let's get into it, though, as Nintendo briefly listed The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for $69.99 in the US eShop. As noted by numerous sources, including Wario64, the eShop was listing the game at $69.99 for a period of time. The price is now no longer visible on the eShop page, with only the message releasing in 2023 visible. Scott, the reason why I bring this up is that today, at 5 o'clock Eastern, we will be live streaming the Nintendo Direct, where you can join us once again over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. And we'll be going over it. Will we see Zelda today?
I think we'll see a tease, but I don't think we're going to see a big kind of showing of it. It is a 40-minute Direct, so this is possible.
Dude, I think,
but I have my own hopes and dreams for it. It's been 4 years since Metroid Prime 4 was reset.
Oh.
I think it's about time we see something.
I think we're going to see something here for Zelda. I think there's some waves on the eShop right now because people are releasing things that they shouldn't have and mistime some stuff that is often done around this industry. Dude, it's funny how that works, but
it happens an awful lot.
No, absolutely. Twitter game sales analyst Benji Sales also noted that the GameStop, Best Buy, and Amazon have all stopped taking pre-orders for the game. All three stores have been charging $59.99 for pre-orders before they were pulled. Should the $69.99 price be accurate, it's not clear whether these online stores will honor the existing $59.99. So there's a bit of a jump in price, Scott, going on here as well. So a lot of confusion going on. Hopefully we get some clarity today at the showcase. Dude, we're desperate for anything. We keep bringing it up, Scott. Switch 2.0. We're going to see that?
I really hope so, because this is...
man, I doubt it.
Or is there a hint towards this? The Nintendo Direct is said to be focused on what's coming out. I believe they said the first half of 2023, which feels like we're already dug into now at this point. But
kinda,
if it is going to focus on a short timeline, is that because there's a hardware upgrade, refresh, remaster coming along?
Here's the thing, dude. If they show us a upgrade in the hardware, and then, by the way, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is with it, yo, internet's gonna lose their mind today. Like, that's the way to kind of set this up. We know you want to play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the next generation of Nintendo products, whatever, the Switch 2.0, Switch Pro, whatever. Instead, they give us a Switch OLED screen, and like, that's great. It's a prettier screen, but we still missed the power behind it in the hardware, right? So hopefully this will be the leap up. I want to see something substantial. I want to see something that's going to get me, because right now, dude, my Switch, I actually gave it to my dad right now. My dad has it. My dad took a trip. My mom and dad are on a trip right now, and they're like, hey, can we play something? I'm like, sure, here's my Switch. I ain't using it. Right? Like, that's the thing. I'm not using my Switch. So it'd be nice to see something kind of transition over that. I want to come back to my Switch. Right now, dude, we're heavily involved in PlayStation and Xbox on those ecosystems, and even dabble in a little bit of PC every now and then too. So it'd be nice to see I want a reason, dude, to go back to my Switch.
Yeah.
And Zelda is that case. And I want to see the newest one because right now I get pretty graphics and all the gameplay that I want using my LG cloud system, dude. Like that handheld system taps in wirelessly through the cloud and allows me to tap into my Xbox. Away I go, tap into my PC. We've seen the rise of Steam Deck coming into place. Nintendo needs to step it up. This hopefully will be the Direct that does it. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. You take over.
Just being a mobile device isn't enough to keep it going, in my opinion. It still sells, and that's undisputed.
Sure.
But it doesn't just hold a niche anymore. That niche is getting kind of populated.
Yeah. No, Northern Nerdcast joins us over on Twitch and says they should honor them. Not the buyer's fault they screwed up. Absolutely. No, if you already
Amazon does tend to do that. So that it seems likely, at least in the case of Amazon.
Which is great to see, right? Because if they did goof, here's a thing for early adopters. You won. Like, you get a bit of a bonus there, right?
And
it's nice.
That reminds me of...
come on ahead.
I got Fallout 4. Or no, sorry, Fallout 3 for less than $5. Somebody had somebody had misplaced the decimal on the price tag, and they honored the price because that's what I saw. That is what I agreed to, and good on them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, well, just a strange little issues, errors like this come up.
Things happen, man. Things happen all the time. What happened is what I want to know. What happened to Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold over 50 million units lifetime. Scott, 50 million units. You think we still have that game to play today?
Yeah, they sold it too. Everybody in our country 1.5 times.
So this is Stephanie Jackson over at VG247. Take-Two has announced Red Dead Redemption 2 has reached over 50 million units sold, making it one of the best-selling games of all time. Scott, let me repeat this statement to you right now. Red Dead Redemption 2 has reached over 50 million units sold, making it one of the best-selling games of all time. Dude, Red Dead Online gone. Heartbreaking, man, to see that Red Dead Redemption 2 has taken off. It is a fantastic game. It took me a long time to beat that campaign, but it seems like
haven't.
Oh man, I'm telling you, dude, it's a grind. I get it. Like, I'm well over 200 hours into this game. Now, granted, that's a combination of online as well. And I had a blast playing online, and I'd still be playing it today if they would have kept it alive. But instead, Rockstar's too involved over in GTA 5 land on an online component instead. And we missed out over here. But when it sells at 50 million units, I gotta go, like, what's going on? Why wouldn't you want to cater to the 50 million units you just sold? How now?
I'm split on my opinion about it because they clearly didn't market it. They didn't make it gotcha enough. They didn't add monetization in enough to sustain it over a long time. Sure. But that's the first thing I complain about when I open a game up and I see all the monetization. So I'm not sure how to square that with myself there, because I wish they had monetized it heavier. This game is amazing.
It is absolutely stunning. It is incredible. We were out there, myself, Kyle, Nate, Ben, Joel. Dude, we run
the
with
bar
posse.
fight.
Dude,
I just remember the bar fight.
Rolled in, he goes, wham, knocked out Nate. It was like some of the funniest moments in gaming I've actually experienced in Red Dead Online. And it's an open world sandbox with full of opportunities. Dude, I was there. I was buying the battle pass. It had me. I was hooked. I was coming back. And I'm in there for day one. And I'm going, okay, what's my daily challenges, right? Here comes the grind. This is what I want to do. 50 million units. Okay, if 50 million units are sold, how many of those units, though, those people, Scott, are actually online compared to just playing the campaign and then walking away, right? Obviously, the online servers weren't populated enough to keep it going, but I wonder if they could have done something to turn it around, like giving us the heist that GTA has seen. Dude, we've been begging for these heists to come around. We heard that they're going to be giving us properties to buy online. Instead, we've been rolling around in your tent, right? Because you're always on the run, you're a bandit on the go, which makes a lot of sense. It really does. But and I catered to building my camp and putting cosmetic items in the camp and stuff like that through the battle pass. And dude, it was fantastic. It is absolutely one of the most incredible games I've ever played, and it's heartbreaking to see it gone. And I wonder, will we get Red Dead Redemption 3? What would that look like? Do we get, because we've seen John Marston's story from 1, we've seen the takeover with Arthur Morgan coming over. It's the prequel to John Marston's story, which is incredible. So where's that set up for 3? Do we get a third, or are they Rockstar just ready to walk away and just focus on GTA? Right, that's the thing for me.
I really hope they go with a third. They could do Jack Marston, I believe.
Yeah.
Spoilers on a 20-year-old game there, but
that's
there's another character they could pull from.
Absolutely, and you can guarantee, dude, that story's gonna be amazing, right? Let's face it, that'll be a fantastic game. Did any of the Red Dead cast appear in online? Brad, I'm trying to scratch the back of my head and think about that and go, no, I could be wrong.
I don't believe so.
No, they had their own cast though, dude. They had their own story and their own branch line and everything kind of going over there. So they had stuff that they were carrying a story through. But dude, it was it sucks with all these 50 million units sold and just to let it go.
They really could have copy pasted some of the things you do in the single player and put it into a multiplayer setting, and that would have, maybe that would have been lackluster, but it would have been something.
Would have been something because they left us hanging there for so long, right? The final major update for Red Dead Online was Blood Money, which was released in July of 2021. Rockstar announced in July 2022 it would no longer release large updates for the game as it was moving all the resources over to the development of GTA 6.
Well, that is a fair reason.
I guess. When the game was released, it accumulated, ready for this, $725 million in sales.
Holy.
Dude, just shy of $1 billion in sales, and you couldn't give us a little bit of online love? Like, come on. Man.
Can we do media operations? Can we get a TV show going out of this? Sony's been doing an excellent job recently.
I don't want that. I just want my game. Give me my game, Scott. But it's not like we're short on games. Speaking of games, Scott, Star Wars Jedi Survivor has fast travel and will let you ride around on various creatures. Here's Osen once again over VG247. It sounds like Star Wars Jedi Survivor will make traversal a bit quicker, as it has fast travel and reliable rideable creatures. The first game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, only let you hop back and forth between planets, but according to Play Magazine via Games Radar, its sequel Survival will let you hop around the place a bit more. The game's director, Stig, confirmed the sequel would have fast travel as well as mounts, saying, quote, "We will feature both fast travel and rideable creatures to help players quickly get from point A to point B and back to point A." Scott, opportunities are just opening up more and more with Star Wars Survivor. What are your thoughts on finally having some rideable creatures?
I'm wondering what the creatures are going to be. There's a few that I can think of from the movies. Yeah. Some rather large-looking iguana. That has me excited. I'm also thinking of... Oh, that's an interesting idea. Right? I don't think you can do that. Not unless they suggest it.
You never know.
You could be thrown by a Wookiee.
You certainly could. Yeah. Dude, I'm pretty excited. I wonder, I don't think we're going to get into, taming anything, and then that's how you get your mounts and away you go.
Oh, I just thought about Ark.
Me too. That's exactly where I was going, right? I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, Scott. I like that. But yeah, I wasn't expecting anything like that, right? I was expecting to go back to this point of you get in your ship, then you fly off to the next planet, and then you land, and away you go. And they're kind of working more on the realm of maybe a little bit of No Man's Sky. Instead, we can fly. We're not really even flying our ship, though. That was the other side of it, too, right? You just hopped in, and then you appear in the other one. So maybe now we can bring in other opportunities. Rideable creatures are very, very cool. Fast travel system is always something that's welcomed, right? I saw...
Rideable creature is one thing, but what about machinery? There's a lot of different Star Wars machinery you could pull from, too. The speeder bike is the first thing that comes to
mind. Dude, how have we not had a speeder bike?
Yeah. Not since Shadows of the Empire, which was what was that, 1999 that game released? 2001.
That would be
on the N64. Welcome. You remember that one?
Yes, I do. Why you gotta point that
out? I love that game.
Yeah. Dude, I like the 64. That was a great console. That was such a unique thing. That controller is still one of those. Wow, what a controller that was.
I was one of those kids. N64. I shrieked as I tore the box. That was me.
Mortal Kombat. They're all yelling in the streets.
That came shortly after. We were not allowed to fight after watching.
Yeah. So yeah, the rideable creatures is cool. We've seen a couple things here or there. I believe IGN has a 9-minute thing of gameplay. So you can check that out if you want to go over there and see what that's all about. But yeah, it's very cool. Dude, the world of Star Wars is just a fascinating and fantastical place to be and to be a part of now, where we're at with Andor, with Mandalorian, like opportunities here are just rising. Then we had obviously Jedi Fallen Order, which is a fantastic game, but not without its problems. And then when we get now into Jedi Survivor opportunities, we're seeing. I'm hoping what we see is that take from way back in the day. We always talk about Ubisoft going from Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2, and I think Respawn is about to do that here with Jedi Survivor. So
I really hope so. The first one was so good, and the story of Cal Kestis is a huge opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely, right. The playground is theirs to work with, and there's never a dull moment in the world of Star Wars. There's so much to pull from. It's just having that
please
name
not
attached.
the later movies.
Well, it's having that name attached can sometimes bring on a bit of worry, right, and concern of, okay, don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. But just speaking of messed up, PSN down for some players as error messages tell users they can't use this content. Jordan Midler over at VGC. PSN is reportedly down for some users. Several users indicating VGC has seen greeted by a message saying, quote, can't use this content. Can't connect to the server to verify your license. Wait a while and try again. Ouch.
Good old DRM has struck once more.
Yeah, we don't see too much of it lately, but it is definitely an issue. We talk about it often, though, with Xbox, right? The minute my internet goes down, Xbox is off. That's like, I can't even turn it on. I can't play anything. Why would I even bother? I turn on my PlayStation instead. But
so frustrating to me. It's still in recent memory because of the Rogers internet cut that happened. Well, it must have been a few months ago now. But that's what made me realize I need an off library, because the Xbox is. I can't even put a Blu-ray disc into it. It needs to update. What?
Yeah. It's.
I have movies for just that occasion. The Longest Day. Shout out to that movie. It's the longest war movie about the longest day. Excellent movie. Yeah. Can't watch it in the blackout.
It's funny, right? It's just one of those things. That's when you do go to your Switch. Right? Like,
hey, there you go.
and away you go. It is one of those. Yeah, it's funny how we're such an online connected world right now. That
I do have many hours of Fire Emblem that I would love to slog through. Unfortunately, I've lost some characters.
That's
way she goes.
Permanent death, dude. The worst for me was playing in Watch Dogs Legion, and I had Aiden Pierce and didn't realize I had permadeath on still, and I lost. I lost.
You lost Aiden Pierce.
I was like, the OG is back. Let's go. Poof. Now he's gone. I was like, well,
he wasn't much of a combatant. More of a stealth man in my game.
Yep. I alerted a garden. I was into that.
Sam Fisher can crossplay, but Aiden Pierce, you don't want to give him a gun.
No. Dude, let's get into Nintendo announces 10% pay raise for all Japanese employees to drive long-term growth. This is exciting to hear. This is over at Game World Observer.
Yeah, finally a breath of good air.
Yeah, right. All we've heard lately is pay cuts, and now we're getting that 10% raise. It's fantastic. Nintendo has decided to raise salaries for all current and new employees in Japan. This measure should contribute to the long-term growth of the company, which has cut its full-year financial outlook. What happened? Well, Nintendo president made a statement during an earnings briefing as part of the company's report that 9 months ended December 31st. It's important for our long-term growth to secure our workforce, he said via Reuters, announcing a 10% salary hike for all Japanese staff. The move will also help Nintendo increase its hiring power and attract new talent amid a challenging economic environment. Dude, to say challenging right now would be an understatement in our industry going around. So the fact that Nintendo is actually putting up a pay raise is very interesting to see how they're looking forward for 2024 and 2025, right? They want to be presentable and intriguing for developers to come over and work at Nintendo. Obviously, Nintendo has a high pedigree of a studio over there, of studios and games to kind of work from. Dude, they could put out another Mario game tomorrow and they'll sell like hotcakes, right? Like it's just one of those things.
Oh, my favorite one is when they decided not to make Mario anymore. You make Mario. Here's Mario Maker, full price, please. Now, that's not to say it was a bad idea or a bad video game.
It
Excellent
worked.
idea.
Yeah, right? It definitely worked. Odyssey, was Odyssey the last one we saw from Mario?
Yeah, I believe so.
Man, and that was at launch of the Switch, right? Like, isn't that an interesting take on Mario? That one of their biggest sellers, one of the biggest IPs for the franchise, for the company, and we haven't seen another Mario game forever because it went to Mario Maker.
That's and Cross Rabbids. That's the latest one I can think of.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify it. That's a Ubisoft joint.
Yeah, it's starring Mario or featuring Mario.
Yeah. Why don't you get in the next one? This one's yours.
Resident Evil Death Island is a new CG animated film coming this summer. This has me super excited as a fan of the animated Resident Evils before. David Carcassel at PSU writes, the Resident Evil franchise has never been the kind that can boast quality entries across all of its mediums. Ouch. While many of the games have reached high levels of critical and commercial acclaim, other areas, like its films, have found less success. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Which is what makes it not at all surprising to learn that once again we'll be getting a CG animated film from Capcom in the world of Resident Evil with Resident Evil Death Island coming sometime this summer. This film is said to be distributed by Sony, so it's unclear yet if it will be a streaming-only launch like previous CG animated films on Netflix, or if it'll release in theaters, though with so much of Sony's interest being in film, a theatrical release isn't out of the question. I would certainly go. I know Resident Evil is not the most commercially viable and agreeable among the masses.
Sure.
But there is a huge fan base, and we know that's true from what happened with Village. Resident Evil Village swept the whole planet.
It really did, right? It caught fire and away it went. So I'm kind of shocked that we haven't seen anything really since. We've seen some VR stuff. It's coming to PSVR 2, things along that line. But at the end of the day, dude, Resident Evil is
Resident Evil 4 remaster, I believe.
Yeah.
A remake. That's the newest one coming along.
Are you surprised to see a remake coming around?
No, not after number 2. So I believe they did number 1, an HD remaster. HD number 2 was on a whole other level. That game, one of my favorite games of all time, actually. I think I can say that confidently. 3 remaster was not nearly as good, but I don't think it kind of slowed the momentum.
It's everybody knows what Resident Evil is. Like, that's the biggest thing for me, right? And if I look at now, granted, The Last of Us is out and making massive waves across the industry. So maybe now Resident Evil can kind of carry along and kind of carry after the coattails of The Last of Us and build off of theirs and make theirs huge. Because, dude, everybody knows what Resident Evil is. Like, it's massive. It's a huge IP.
Oh, so, even the character. You see Leon Kennedy. You know who that is.
Even I know, and I don't play that game whatsoever, right? It's one of those, I know who that is, and I know what's going on. And yeah, it's huge, but it's pretty cool to see something coming around this way. Animated? Are you shocked it's animated and not more realistic, real life?
No, I think the real life series played itself out really, and just kind of stalled on its own. It was good for cheesy reasons. It was a good B kind of movie series, but the CG ones can punch way above that.
Nice. There we go. Scott, we do have a couple games out today, man. What do we have?
We have... Holy. We have a lot of announcement here. Mountains, downhills, daily rides recap, season 21, Rockin' Ride. In season 21, you've got a first-class ticket to ride with these cool new cosmetic items. And it appears that, oh boy, Sugar, we're going down this hill wearing our hearts on our sleeves in the new emo outfit. That is both a Fall Out Boy joke and specifically for me, I'm into it.
There we go. We do have actually one game, though. What do we have?
We also have Prisma Puzzle Prime, and that's on the Xbox One, X and S.
And there we go. And just like that, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.